Hello everyone, here is Dr. Benaduce. In this video, I will cover the Dura folds and the Dural Venous Sinuses. Basically, right here, you would find the cerebrum hemispheres. We have the right and left cerebrum hemispheres, and in between them, we have a Dura fold that goes down through the longitudinal fissure. Because this fold has this C shape, it receives the name of falx. So all this is the falx between the two cerebrum hemispheres. Consequently, this is named falx cerebri. If we look down here, we find another Dura fold, and this one is in between the two cerebellum hemispheres. If we grab a brain model and we fit it here, you can see that the cerebellum sits right there. And in between the two cerebellum hemispheres, we have a Dura fold that is named falx cerebelli. If we look back at the falx cerebri, we can identify the superior sagittal sinus and also the inferior sagittal sinus. And looking more posteriorly, we can identify the straight sinus. And you can remember that the straight sinus is the one that is straight, is the one that's not curved like the others. Removing this top part, we can see the transverse sinus. And the transverse sinus goes up to this first turn, and you have in both sides. Transverse is a fancy word for horizontal. So obviously the transverse sinus is the one that's transversely, horizontally located. If we put the top part back, we can identify this fold of Dura that goes on top of the cerebellum that sits right there. So this fold of Dura serves as a little tent for the cerebellum. And that's one way you can do to remember that this is named tentorium cerebelli. And we can identify it on the right and left sides, the one that's a little tent for the cerebellum. Now at the edge right here, you see the transverse sinus. And you can see in this side and also on the other side. That's basically the matching part of the transverse sinus that you identified at the base before. So that's all the transverse sinus. And again, here you have the straight sinus. You have here the superior sagittal sinus. Remember, this is the sagittal cut, and this is the sagittal suture. So this is the superior sagittal sinus, and this is the inferior sagittal sinus. The last fold of Dura we need to talk about is the diaphragm cellae, which is this whitish structure that you can see right here. This region that you're seeing here is where we find the sella turcica, which is a bone feature of the sphenoid bone. The sella turcica houses the pituitary gland, which is this structure that we can see right here. And basically, the diaphragm cellae seals the pituitary gland to the sella turcica. And it works as a diaphragm because a diaphragm is a structure that forms a partition. And basically, the diaphragm cellae separates the pituitary gland from all that is above it. So it makes sense that this fold of Dura is named diaphragm cellae.